Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wehle School of Business information session of today's virtual open house. My name is Jack Knights. I'm a 2017 graduate of Canisius College and an admissions counselor here. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Dr. Denise Rotundo, the Dean of the Wehle School of Business.
Hi, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the virtual open house. My name is Denise Rotundo and I'm the Dean of the Wehle School of Business at Canisius. And this morning I'm joined by several faculty and I was going to say students, but I guess as of this morning, they're all alumni. So that's really exciting, who are going to help me to kind of share with you today a little bit about our approach to business education. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen with you because we do have some slides and pictures and stuff for you to look at. So let me just start by getting this to work by talking a little bit about the secret to our success. We have a long tradition of producing generations of successful business leaders at Canisius. And there's really three factors that drive that success and make us, set us apart, I think, from other schools. The first factor is knowledge, the knowledge that our students get. We have nationally ranked academic programs, and our programs are taught by faculty that have both academic expertise as well as professional experience. And that matters because it means that you're getting a relevant education relevant to business today. The second factor is experience. 100% of our students graduate with hands-on experience in the actual practice of business. That is important because experience is your key to getting jobs after college. And the third factor, I think, is our network. We have Western New York's largest and most powerful network of alumni and extensive list of business partners. That's important because those employers that are full of Canisius alum continue to come back to campus to recruit our students to fill positions, so it helps to promote that virtuous cycle of opportunity for our students. So those are some pretty bold claims, but I think we can back most of that up with some really good evidence. We are ranked #1 in Western New York by US News and World Report for undergraduate business education, #1. In accounting and finance, our programs are ranked in the top 6 and 7% in the nation, not in New York, not in the Northeast, in the United States. In the state of New York, accounting is second in US News and World Report rankings, just behind NYU. And in finance, we're behind NYU, Fordham, and Cornell. So it's a really impressive company to be with when you think about the state of New York. And I'm here to tell you that we are way more affordable than those options. I think I will add too that in the state of New York, Canisius has the #1 CPA pass rate. So if you're thinking about accounting out there, Canisius needs to be at the top of your list, because if you're going to major in accounting and be an accountant, you're going to want to take the CPA exam, and it's really important that you pass that exam. And so Canisius is the place then in the state of New York that consistently performs at that level. So let me dive in a little bit to our academic programs and tell you a little bit about the options that we have. If you're going to major in business at pretty much any university, you're going to take a common set of core classes that build a strong foundation in business knowledge. And at Canisius, you're going to take that core, and in addition, you're going to complete something called Business X, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But from that core, you build on with specialized classes in what we term at Canisius as a major. And the choices that you have at Canisius are: you can major in accounting, accounting information systems, you can major in economics, you can major in finance, management, entrepreneurship, international business, or marketing. And another option we have is something called integrated marketing communication, which is really an interdisciplinary program between marketing, communication studies, and digital media arts. So I brought some faculty with me today from these different areas to talk a little bit about those programs and share with you the kind of things that you can do in those majors. And so I'm going to introduce them now and invite them to talk with you a little bit. I have Dr. Jim Goldstein, Dr. Juliana Golubieski, Dr. Sarah Woodside, and Mary Owusu here. I'm going to start with Jim Goldstein, who's from accounting. Jim, if you would just start us off, tell the students and the visitors and folks out there kind of maybe what is accounting, what the courses you teach, and maybe what you like about teaching at Canisius.
Sure. So one of the things, I'll start off with what I love about Canisius, and that is that the colleagues that I work with, and that's not just the accounting department, but my colleagues in the Wehle School of Business, almost all of us have real world experience. And that is something that you don't necessarily find in other institutions. So being able to have that real world experience brought into the classroom really adds a big dimension to what we provide. And specifically on the accounting side, we have a network of business professionals in Western New York that actually help us out with things in the classroom and placing students. So we have a real strong footing within the professional world as well as in the academic world. And again, just to brag a little bit, you're not going to find that in larger institutions. So I think that real world experience is extremely important. And that's what makes the college such a special place when it comes to the business school. Specifically with accounting, I teach in the accounting information systems world as well as the business analytics world, which really deals with technology and how data can be used to make decisions. It's really important today. If you go out there and look at the job sites, that's the kind of skill they're looking for. So I think we're really well placed with providing skill sets to people who want to prepare themselves for what the business world is going to look like in the future. I also teach in the financial accounting and cost accounting worlds, and I don't know how much background people typically have on the call, but just to kind of really quickly talk about what that is, financial accounting is about providing information to people outside the company's walls who need to make decisions about that company, like financial analysis, should I invest in that company or not? And then cost accounting is really interesting too, because it deals with what kind of information do people inside the company need in order to make strategic decisions. So we're really well placed to make sure that people are skilled in the jobs that they're going to be moving to into the future. And that's pretty much one of the things that I wanted to emphasize, but I also want to emphasize the strong connection that the students have in our program. I'll go to the library late at night and we'll be a bunch of business and accounting students there working together. So the kinds of relationships that they build at Canisius are the kinds of relationships that are going to follow them through their career. I know that a lot of the folks who help us out with our program on the professional side have known each other for decades because of their Canisius education. So I'm really proud to teach at Canisius, and I think we have a lot to offer.
Thank you very much. So how about Juliana Golubieski from Economics and Finance? Tell us a little bit about econ, a little bit about finance, and what you do, and again, what you like about teaching at Canisius.
Well, sure. Usually I would start by telling you about our premier finance program, but we have a couple of star students there to talk about the Golden Gryphon Fund, so I'll skip that for now. I teach economics primarily, and what I really like about Canisius is the ability to develop relationships with each one of our students. Our class sizes are small enough where we know our students well, and so well, in fact, that I started a new class this semester, with my seniors, primarily seniors, where they did hands-on economic research. They got to choose their topic, they pulled their data, they did their data analysis, and at the end, they had a product. They had an economic paper with findings and results that they can take with them as they search for a job. So real hard evidence that they were able to produce in the economic world. So I think that will set them aside. Anything that you can do at the end of the day to distinguish yourself from the competitors on the job market, I think is very important. And Canisius students are really well equipped to do that. And as Dr. Goldstein was saying, you know, we see each other in the hall all the time. I go to the library, I get called over. We have one-on-one or one-on 15 tutoring sessions in the library. So it's that type of relationship that really distinguishes Canisius. And even as we were online this semester, that relationship holds. So that's why I like being here and why I think we're different.
Thank you very much. Dr. Woodside, Sarah Woodside from the Management Department.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join us today. The Management Department actually offers 3 majors. So we have majors in management, in international business, and in entrepreneurship. And in a management course in each of these majors, what you're going to learn and what you're going to think about is how to run a company and how to think about the people side of business, whether that's planning a strategy or motivating employees. And I want to echo what the other faculty have said so far, which is that in our courses, what we emphasize is not just thinking about this, but learning about it by talking to people in the field and practicing it yourselves. So you're not just getting that hands-on experience about what it's like to be in a company if you do an internship, but even within your class experiences. So in the courses I teach, my classes tend to focus on looking at how companies can practice environmental responsibility and social responsibility. And in each of these courses, my students connect with local companies. So in the past semester, I had students interviewing folks at Ingram Micro and at M&T, as well as small local companies, to talk about what does it mean to pay attention to the environment in this age where it's such an important topic. And again, even though we were online this semester, those interviews and connections continued, and I also got to talk to each of my students about what they learned. And I'll just add, if you're interested in in entrepreneurship or international business, the faculty in those majors are also incredibly focused on connecting each one of their students with local companies or international companies and having hands-on projects. And again, that's what I would say is just a fabulous part of being at Canisius.
Thank you so much. And one of the best examples that we have of sort of academic expertise and professional experience is Mary Owusu, who's from our marketing department. So Mary, I'll let you just talk a little bit about your journey here.
Yes, good morning, everybody. So I thought I would first talk about what marketing is to begin with, because I think oftentimes people that are considering marketing majors might be thinking maybe it's like advertising. Is it creating ads? And advertising is an important part of marketing, but it is a very small component of marketing. Marketing is really about it's about the fact that every person and really society at large has needs and wants and values. And marketing is the set of activities or processes that are carefully planned to connect, to communicate, and to deliver the products, the services, and the ideas that fulfill those needs and those wants. And so with this time, I thought I'd talk about 3 differentiators for Canisius and the marketing department that we have. The first is that we offer 4 hands-on digital marketing courses in our program. Whereas in a lot of marketing programs, you might find 1, maybe 2. And, my background, as Denise just said, my background is that I actually was an executive at a major advertising and marketing firm. And I led the digital marketing and the digital analytics teams. And I can't tell you how many times I had people show up interviewing, wanting a job, but didn't have the experience. So the fact that Canisius offers these 4 critical courses in digital marketing means that you can get deep dive experiences in subjects like social media marketing, search marketing, which is all about how companies get to show up at the top of Google when you search. That's not a mystery, that's a science, and it's something that we teach. Analytics, and also, of course, intro to digital marketing. These are core services and courses that we offer. And not only do we offer them, but our students actually get to practice and do this work in-house. And they do that by using the same tools that the professionals out there use every day. And coming out of some of these courses, they end up with the same professional certifications that the professionals and the real world practitioners of these, the social media marketers out there have these same certifications that our students have when they take our courses. So, imagine coming out of the program feeling and being just as qualified as somebody else who's been doing it for 2-3 years out of school. So a real differentiator that I want to make sure that I mention to you. The second thing I wanted to mention is that we have, as a part of the marketing program, we have a fashion merchandising program. This is for those of you that are into fashion. Maybe you're one of those people on the call today. So Canisius marketing majors can choose to take the fashion merchandising program. And what that means is that we partner with the Fashion Institute of New York. And so you spend a semester, a year or two, actually. I think it's either your junior or senior year in New York City. And you get to take courses in fashion merchandising, manufacturing, retailing, that kind of thing. And a lot of our students end up interning with companies like Michael Kors or Vogue or Glamour, just to name a few. And you end up with a Bachelor of Science degree in marketing from Canisius, and at the same time, an associate degree from the Fashion Institute of New York. And now for the third and final thing I wanted you to be aware of as a part of the marketing program at Canisius is what Denise mentioned just a few moments ago about the Integrated Marketing Communications Program, the IMC program. So the IMC program is a collaboration between the Communications School and the Marketing Department at Canisius, where students that want to get the communication side of being a professional. So you want to maybe you want to learn about website design, or you want to learn about graphic design, or you want to learn about speaking or writing well because you're a strong communicator and you want to build those skills in the communication school, but you want the business component. This is the perfect major. It combines both of those things. So if you're creatively inclined and you want to do more design stuff, or you're technically inclined and you want to do more development, I want to build websites, I want to know how to build apps, or you're a communications person, but you really want the business side. This is a great program. It has a combination of online courses, simulations, and hands-on projects, and you end up with those certifications that I mentioned because you'll be combining your comm studies with the critical digital marketing programs on the marketing side, as well as the foundational marketing courses like consumer behavior and international marketing, and those things that really make you a well-rounded professional by the time you graduate. So those are the points I wanted to share with you this morning.
So as you can see, we have some really amazing faculty here in the Wehle School of Business. They're all passionate about what they do. They're connected to our students and just to provide amazing educational experiences. I'm gonna thank all of you guys for popping in here today. You'll probably get some questions later. I mentioned earlier that all of our students complete Business X. And so what is that? Well, Business X is an innovative program that's unique to Canisius that helps you find your path and ensures that you graduate with hands-on experience that is so critical that we just talked about to your careers going forward. It starts in the freshman year with an opportunity to really kind of explore your path, to really learn about these academic majors and the kind of career paths and professions that they connect with. We have career panels with our alum that come in that share a little bit about what is marketing, what does it mean to work in international business, and those kind of things. And students really get to hear and ask questions about these different opportunities. Our freshmen also participate in something called the Business Immersion Challenge, which is where we give them a partner company brings in a live project and gives it to students. They work in teams, they create a solution, they present their solutions. And so for example, this past fall, Rich Products did that for us. They brought in some new products. The students got to work on some ideas for them and then pitch their ideas to executives at Rich. So from the freshman year, we're getting students connected directly with employers with real projects. In the sophomore year, it's really about learning how to master the mechanics of the job search process. So you do some informational interviews, again, to dig deeper about career interests. We work on your resume. We hone your interviewing skills. We help you participate in some mock interviews so that you get really comfortable in the interview settings. And then that leads into the junior and senior year where you're really ready to have that meaningful hands-on experience, whether that's through an internship, or some of our other maybe similar approved kind of hands-on experiences like the Golden Gryphon Fund. That's something we'll talk about in a little bit. But that's BusinessX, and that's sort of, it's a co-curricular program requirement at Canisius, so it makes sure that nobody falls through the cracks and everybody is career ready and prepared to lead. So it really is a nice segue into thinking a little bit more about the student experience and the opportunities that we have to offer. We have lots of ways for you to meet new friends and to connect with alumni and employers and to learn more about business and just to, and really to connect with faculty. So, you know, among the student organizations we have the Accounting Society. They are a super actively involved group of students that are all the time meeting and connecting with professionals, doing fun things, doing professional things, going on corporate visits. Society for Economics and Finance is very similar. That's obviously for students with an interest in economics and finance. We have SHRM is the Society for Human Resource Management. We actually have a HR minor that's offered through the management department. So for students that are interested in going into HR as a profession, this is another great student organization that does a lot of professional development and volunteer work actually for folks in the community. We have the Western New York Prosperity Fellows Program, which is an opportunity for students to get paid internships and professional development opportunities to connect with businesses. We have one of the Western New York Prosperity Fellows and coming up in a minute to talk with you, so I'm not going to say too much more about that. We have an Enactus chapter. That is, Enactus is a group that runs a business called we're a business called Quad Gear, which produces t-shirts and things like that. So for, you know, academic wear, they have screen printing and all that stuff, but they also participate in a nonprofit called So Ready, which is an organization, a nonprofit that helps immigrants develop skills to become more economically self-sufficient. They develop sewing skills. So for example, right now they're sewing masks for people and selling those. So that's an example of what Enactus does. And for entrepreneurship majors, we have a CEO chapter. That's Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization, and they do, again, all kinds of, you know, going to conferences, meeting with entrepreneurs, professional development opportunities. So those are the more student organizations, but there's also other avenues for students to connect with hands-on business projects. An example of that would be the Women's Business Center. So the Women's Business Center is an SBA-funded entity that is connected with the Wehle School of Business at Canisius College. Its mission is to help women entrepreneurs launch and grow their business. And so because their clients sometimes have specific needs that our faculty and our faculty working with students can help solve, a lot of times students will have opportunities to work with clients from the Women's Business Center to help them solve real problems. The same will be true for a new center that we have opening up this coming year. Mary Wusu is going to be the director of the Center for Integrated Marketing Communication. It'll provide similar opportunities for students to work with clients that have specific problems related to these fields. And again, getting that kind of hands-on with a real company and a real problem solution skills. And perhaps two of our more successful student experience activities are the Golden Gryphon Fund and the CFA Research Challenge, which we have some students that'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm going to flip the screen here and bring them up for you to meet. I have today with us three students. I have Camrose Necker, who is finished his Bachelor of Science in Accounting last year and just finished his MBA in Accounting. In May, Andrew Sagan, who is a Bachelor of Science in Economics and Finance, and I think I missed marketing too, who's, I think, graduating literally today. The degree is being conferred. And Adele Tucker, same for Adele Tucker, BS in Entrepreneurship and Marketing. So thank you guys for joining us. And Adele, I think I want to start off with you. If you could maybe speak to everybody about your major, why you chose that major, what else have you been involved with? I should note that you are a Western New York Prosperity Fellow and president of the CEO student organization. So Adele, would you care to jump in here and just tell us a little bit about your journey?
Hi everybody, so I'm Adele. As you said, I'm a marketing and entrepreneurship major, and I'm actually starting my MBA this summer. So I really enjoyed taking classes for both of these majors. They offer a lot of hands-on real-world experience, which is different to a lot of traditional classroom experiences. So you get to work on consulting projects with real companies. I've been able to create marketing plans for small businesses and really see like you yourself make a difference in these small companies by applying what you've learned in the classroom to a real world experience. You also, in some of the classes, get to work in with a project called X Culture, which allows you to work with an international team with people from all over the world on a real business and create a marketing plan and help them to really take the next step towards expansion. So some of the things with specifically the entrepreneurship program that I've really benefited from was it really helps you to launch a business after you graduate. It really prepares you for that. And one of the biggest things that you'll do in the entrepreneurship program is creating a business plan. And the professors will help you with this process. Obviously, it's a very lengthy process, but once you're ready to graduate, you really feel prepared to start that business and work on something that you're really passionate about. And you're also encouraged to participate in the New York Business Plan competition, which is an amazing opportunity to win money to put towards your business. And that's within Western New York, and then you can go on to the state level after that. And then another thing that the entrepreneurship program really encourages you to be involved in is the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization. So this is a fantastic opportunity for networking, workshops, and to really connect with a group of inspiring, like-minded students. And also with the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization, you have the opportunity to go to a global conference where you'll meet people from all over the world who are interested in entrepreneurship, and you can compete in a global pitch competition, which is really amazing. It's exciting, and I'd really recommend that everybody goes on this amazing conference and takes that opportunity. So in addition to the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization, the Western New York Prosperity Fellowship is really a great opportunity too. This is a chance for you to win some scholarship money. And also you'll have so many opportunities within this program to network with local business professionals. And like I said, with the Entrepreneurs Organization, you can connect with this group of students from both Canisius and UB, and just being around these inspiring students are really motivated to make a difference in Western New York. So just being in that group made a huge difference to my college experience, and I'd really encourage everybody to get involved in that. And then one final thing I'd like to talk about is studying abroad. So I had the opportunity to study abroad in Florence in Italy, which I'd really recommend that everybody takes the opportunity to do that. It was a fantastic opportunity. I got to travel all over Europe, and I even got some professional experience working with an Italian photographer. So I'd really recommend that everybody looks into that opportunity. Canisius makes it very easy to do that while, you know, balancing the demands of the college while being able to go and study and see the world. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Adele. Andrew, you're an alumni as of today, so congratulations. How about if you talk to everybody a little bit about the Golden Gryphon Fund, what that is and what you took away from that?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the Golden Gryphon Fund, that's something you can do in the finance program, or you can be of any major too. We've had math majors, Camrose Necker is an accounting major. But what that is, it's a student-run investment fund where the students get hands-on experience, and I've had hands-on experience myself, working with a portfolio of stocks that's already been assembled by past students. And you also get the chance and the opportunity to either sell stocks that are currently in the fund or pitch your own stock to the fund. So this past year, I pitched Performance Food Group to the fund. I pitched a buy recommendation, still waiting to see if it gets in. And Camrose Necker pitched, I forget, it was a golf company, but we're waiting to see if those, Callaway, yeah. So we're waiting to see if those get in. But some of the skills you learn in there, it's not just applicable to finance. Like my job right now, I'm working at Labatt right now. If any of you guys are from the Northeast, you definitely know what that is. But I'm working in operations, and what I picked up from the Golden Gryphon Fund is really the ability to ask the question why, to make analysis, to do deep research, and even answer those questions. So my employer I mean, I've had tons of confidence from my employer about it, and there's no doubt that, I mean, those skills were kind of set in place from the Golden Gryphon Fund, and there's just so many applications for it, whether it's in finance, whether it's in operations, or in almost any business field. So really, the skill of analysis and research are really coveted by employers everywhere in any field.
Absolutely.
So I've been told that multiple times. So the Golden Gryphon Fund is an excellent opportunity, not only to learn, but also to bond with people. I can't think of any other class or extracurricular where I've spent more time with the same people. And I created some really good friendships, even to the point where this coming summer I'll be in Camrose Necker's wedding. So those relationships are really cemented there. I mean, all the professors have talked about the one-on-one relationship with professors and how the students really bond. And the Golden Gryphon Fund is also an opportunity to do that and get to know people, you know, not just on a surface level with classes, but also on a more personal level, and big friendships that'll really last a lifetime. So I can't speak enough about how much, like, I was kind of on the edge about joining the Golden Gryphon Fund at first, but, you know, I talked with professors and how much I enjoyed the program, and just how it's, you know, you're not just stuck in finance. Like, it's all the skills you learn are applicable anywhere. So being able to make, you know, an impact on a real money fund, like, it's real money. There's hundreds of the fund has done super well over the years, and continues to do well, and hopefully we'll do well after the market kind of rebounds after this. So yeah, really good experience with the Golden Gryphon Fund, and yeah, I can't speak enough about it.
Thank you so much. I should have noted for everybody here that we have a picture up of the CFA Research Challenge team, which was the captain was Camrose Necker, who's here with us today. Andrew was on that team, as well as some other students. Canisius has a long history. We dominate our regional competition with this. We've gone on to win, you know, the Americas. We've won the entire CFA Research Challenge in 2015. We were the global champions. It's an amazing opportunity for a subset of students out of the Golden Gryphon Fund who decide to go on and be in the CFA Research Challenge team. But Cam, again, congratulations on finishing your MBA, and I'd love for you to tell everybody sort of what are the next steps in your career, and what your thoughts are about accounting and everything that you've done. Cam has done so many things. He could spend his whole hour talking about this, but I'm just gonna have you pick a few things, a few highlights.
Yeah,
Highlights.
Thanks, Dean Rotana. Yeah, so first I'll introduce myself. So my name's Camrose Necker. I actually graduated last year with the triple major in accounting, finance, and management. So I've kind of touched a lot of the areas that people have talked about before. First, I'd like to congratulate everyone who's listening to this call on kind of adapting to the new educational learning experience that you're going through. I know that Andrew, Adele, and I, and as well as the professors that are on this call, have all had to adapt to it. And although it kind of brings some challenges at the beginning, I think everyone's kind of adapted to that by that point. So congratulations on that. So I'll talk first really briefly about the CFA Research Challenge team. So this year I was the captain, and I know Andrew talked about the Golden Gryphon Fund, and you kind of take that experience from the Golden Gryphon Fund and apply it to one subject company that every team within a region, if you can look right over my head, you can see the teams that we competed against this year and every year. You do a bit, basically an in-depth analysis and investment research on one company that you're assigned to. So it's kind of my job right now, and I feel like to kind of brag about how the CFA team has done in the past. So this year we were top 5 teams in the United States, top 5 teams in North and South America, which was about 600 schools, and top 25 in the world out of 1,100 schools in the world, which is pretty impressive. Last year, we were the champions of the North and South America's bracket, and that placed us in the top 4 universities in the world out of 1,100 schools, which makes Canisius now one of 2 universities in the entire world to reach its continent-wide finals in 5 out of the last 6 years. And the only other school to do that is Ateneo de Manila in the Philippines. So if you kind of think about you think Canisius College is small. Well, in the world of finance, our name is pretty big. We won the global championships in 2015, and we're still the only team from the United States in the history of this competition from the United States to win the global finals, which is impressive in its own. And then on a local level, as you look at those teams above Andrew and I's heads there, Canisius has never lost the Western New York regional championships. So we've competed against schools like Syracuse and Cornell, University of Rochester, UB, RIT Geneseo, Oswego Niagara, like name the school in the area, and we've beaten them every year for the last 10 years, as our coach likes to call it, a decade of dominance. So the CFA research team has really been a staple of the Canisius finance program, and probably one of the leading reasons why we were ranked in the top 7% by U.S. News and World Report for our finance program. But I'll take this chance really quickly to talk a little bit about my achievements in accounting. And I'd like to say, first of all, that anything that I talk about, I'd say is really driven by the culture at Canisius College. Anything that I'd ever achieved or have gotten from my time at Canisius has come from the people that I've worked with, and a lot of the people on this call that have kind of guided me along that way. So last summer, I had the chance to intern in London with Ernst & Young at their global headquarters office. I was one of 6 students in the country to be selected to intern at Ernst & Young's global headquarters office. And I was working, the 5 other interns were from Ohio State, USC, Michigan State, University of Texas, and Auburn. So if you kind of think, again, small Canisius College in Buffalo and those gigantic institutions that their names, maybe they show up every Saturday for some college football, but we're right there with them in terms of their academic prowess. And then this year, I was just actually, about a month ago, I was offered a job to work with the Government Accounting Standards Board as one of 8 students in the country to be offered a job to work with them starting in January of this upcoming year. So I'll be heading up to Norwalk, Connecticut in a few months to start at the GASB. And there are about 20 jobs available with both the Government Accounting Standards Board and the Financial Accounting Standards Board. And Canisius students have just signed on to 2 of those jobs. So again, that's gigantic schools all around the country, specifically schools in like the Big 10 or the Big 12, if you think about all those schools. And yet Canisius has 2 students out of 20 working for the Government Accounting Standards Board and the Financial Accounting Standards Board, which are the companies that write the rules for accounting. It's one of the most prestigious jobs that you can get coming out of college, and I have no one else but Canisius College to thank for giving me that opportunity and for nominating me for that position, and then giving me the mentality to kind of want to make a change coming right out of college. There's just a few quick things that I want to note about Canisius. Again, aside from just its academics, I think the most important thing about Canisius that I learned is that here at Canisius, you're more than just a number. And I think maybe you'll hear that a lot at a lot of other schools, but at Canisius, I think it means a lot. If you look at other major schools in the area, you might be sitting in a class of 250 or even 100 students, and you never really have the chance to meet your teacher if it's being taught by a graduate assistant or a teacher's aide. You might not even have the chance to meet your teacher. At Canisius College, I can't name a class that I've ever taken where the teacher doesn't know every student's name and can recognize that student walking through the hallways. So again, you might think, there might not be as much of an upside to a small school, but I would say there's all the more upside to a small school, because getting to know teachers, especially those that Dr. Goldstein talked about, that have experience in the business world, maybe especially in Buffalo, will really open up a lot of doors for you, especially if you make the time to talk with those professors. And then the last thing I'll say is that, as you can kind of see with Adele, Andrew, and I, the other 3 in this picture with Andrew and I, all of us have at least a double major, if not a triple major. And I think what's great about the School of Business at Canisius College is that we make it very simple, but also it's extremely common to see students with more than one major, which I can't talk enough about how important that has been for me in all of the job searches that I've had and internship opportunities that I've had. Is employers have always said to me, "Oh, well, you're managing 3 majors. How do you do that?" Because a lot of the other applicants that they're dealing with from other schools don't have the opportunity at their school to do multiple majors. So to walk out of the 4-year program, or if you do a 5th year like Adele is doing right now, and I am just finished up with multiple degrees from the same school, it makes you all the more powerful, and it makes your resume pop out just a little bit more, which has a chance to differentiate you. So I can't speak enough about Canisius College, but I'll kind of pass it back to Dean Rotano at this point. And thanks again, everyone, for getting on this call with us.
Thank you guys so much. You make us very proud. That's one of the things we love at Canisius is our wonderful students, and these are just some examples of the many, many, many talented and amazing students that we have. So thank you guys for joining us today. One of the things I hope that it came across in that conversation was how many opportunities we have, not just for internships, but for job placements And I have just a couple more comments. I know we're running out of time, but I really want to emphasize, you're not going to college to become a permanent student. You are going to college to give yourself the knowledge and skills that you need for a rewarding career that'll last you into your adulthood. And the way that the job market works from college is like this. Employers look first in terms of their hiring of new people to their own interns that they've had. And if they can't fill those positions with their interns, they're looking for people that have interned at similar companies doing similar things. So that internship is absolutely key. And in here, you just see the logos of just some of the name brand companies that actively recruit at Canisius. These are people that are coming onto campus that are full of our own alum, that again are partnering with us to enrich our curriculum and really helping our students continue to have more and more opportunity. And these are just, just a small sampling. This is by no means everybody, but it's just to give you some idea of the breadth of opportunity that we offer. And so I'm just going to sort of wrap this up telling you that we really have, there's a reason why we have the rankings we have. We have a proven track record of success. And especially if you're thinking about accounting and finance, Canisius should be at the top of your list. It just doesn't get any better than Canisius in those fields. You're going to be taught by faculty, as you've seen today, who are going to work to bring out your personal best in every way. You're going to have many opportunities to connect with alums, to connect with employers, to really figure out what you want to do and to take it from there, and to set your path forward in life. So I realize that, we kind of raced through a lot of stuff, so we don't have a lot of time for questions. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to stop back in later on and ask us personal questions. We'll, a couple of us are going to stick around starting at 12:30. You can drop into a Zoom meeting. All you need to do is write down this ID number and type in that ID from Zoom online. If you just go back into Zoom, it's 947-3465192. So starting at 12:30, we'll be there. Just pop in and ask us your questions. And if this is more your jam, we'll be on Instagram Live at 4:00 p.m. this afternoon. Follow us on Instagram, Wehle Business School. Drop in and ask us any questions you like there. And I'll stop and I'll just say, I'll turn it back over to admissions. And if we have any people that have chimed in with questions at this point, we're happy to answer them. I know that the tours are coming up soon. We don't have tons of time. So I hope that you'll take advantage of these other opportunities to continue the conversation and learn a little bit more about what makes Canisius awesome. So thank you all very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dr. Rotundo. Thank you to all of our faculty and to our students, or I guess alumni now, as they get their degrees conferred today. So congratulations to them. The next thing for our viewers is going to be a student panel at 11:15. So it's on the same landing page that you clicked on to get to this. And then there is a virtual tour of campus at 11:50. So those are the two things that we have coming up, and then takes you right into the 12:30 Zoom meeting with Dr. Rotundo here and some of the professors to answer some questions that you might have. But thank you everyone for joining us, and go Griffs.
Go Griffs. Thank you.